The colleges of education saddled with the responsibility of producing effective classroom teachers who are highly motivated and conscious of the important role they are expected to play in the development of this country, as well as produce teachers who possess sufficient knowledge in the theory and practice of education which they can in turn teach in the teachers' training colleges. But over the years, it appears less and less attention is being paid to the colleges, from non-availability of instructional materials, lack of infrastructure, to the inability of the government to cater to the needs of academic staff, despite efforts being made by COEASU to draw attention of the federal government on the need to equip the colleges for optimal performance. It is against this backdrop that the President Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union, COEASU, Mr. Nuhu Ogrima, directed its members nationwide to immediately withdraw their services, as it accused the federal government of disappointing Nigerians over what he described as a deliberate attempt to neglect the colleges of education subsector.
The union is hereby formally declaring that all options are open for industrial action against the federal government and some of those notorious state governments that have refused to implement extant laws, the statute that ought to move the colleges of education forward. The public should take notice that the NEC shall reconvene to reel out the series of measures that the union shall take towards bailing the College of Education from the doldrums and further decadence inherent in the wanton neglect by the government.
He said the federal government had been manipulating academic staff salary through the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System, IPPIS.
Currently, federal government has been manipulating the academic staff salary with the imposition of the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System in several ways. From the unilateral stop of payment of academic staff on sabbatical leave to the imposition of the non-negotiable personal income tax, the over-deduction of payable amount of contributory pension scheme and other sundry deductions. Then other impropriety which the IPS has engendered is the non-remittance of third-party deductions, especially for staff cooperative societies and such other things as the union check-off dues, in contravention of its own laws, especially the Trade Union Act 2005 as amended.
The union accused the federal government of failing to provide the outstanding 441 billion naira resulting from the received needs assessment of federal colleges of education.
Question of funding. The gross underfunding of the College of Education had been abysmally consistent with the federal government. Quite unfortunately, state governments toe the line of federal government in this regard. It could be said that the federal government encourages irresponsibility towards funding obligations. Credence to this can be seen in the ministerial appointment of a former governor known to have paid ridiculous salaries and emoluments to the staff of two colleges of education in his state. At the expiration of his office, the federal government compensated him for meritorious service in court with the ministerial appointment, in spite of owing 38 months' salary without utilizing the bailout which federal government gave him to cater for the salary.
It is hoped that the federal government and the union will go back to the drawing board and find a lasting solution to the issues being raised by the union so as to prevent a further disruption of academic calendar as Nigerians await the official announcement of schools resumption across the country. Lulu, Bangkok Prompt TV News, Abuja.